Hi, my name is Kristen Graves and I am a folk pop singer and songwriter from Fairfield, Connecticut. I actually grew up in Green Bay, Wisconsin and went to college to study music, which I of course love because that's what I do for my job. And as I was a student in Minnesota at St. Olaf College, I decided to take a volunteer trip with a bunch of friends, and we went down to Mexico and volunteered at an orphanage in Oaxaca, Mexico. And it turned out I ended up falling in love with the kids and falling in love with service work, and so I started volunteering alongside with continuing my songwriting and pursuit of a music career. After I graduated, I moved out to the East Coast. I met Brian down in Mexico, and so we ended up working together pretty often, and very often in my life these two paths cross, and so I write a lot of songs about people that I've met on different projects. And a few years ago I first got to come to the reservation and spend some time in La Plante, South Dakota, and I got to put on a little mini concert at the end of the week when we were having a community meal. And I sang a few songs and people were into it and we had a really good time, and at the end when I was starting to put my guitar away, all the kids kind of swarmed me and came over and were strumming my guitar and wanted to hold the pick and wanted to see if I would play the chord and they could strum it and we could sing together. They wanted to know if I knew Taylor Swift, which I don't. And so we had a lot of good conversations about it, which then inspired me to come up with a way that we could get a bunch of guitars out here to the reservation so that the kids and adults alike could learn to play the guitar. So last summer was our first year of guitar camp and we had a really good time. So that's one of my connections to here, is that I really like to bring music to the reservation, a place where there is music anyway, but I just really like to add this new little dimension where the kids can write their own songs and play their favorite songs, and they kind of know they could make their own bands or anything like that. And so a couple of my songs then, of course, are inspired by the people that I know, which I already mentioned. And one of them is Dear Mister. And I've been a long-term frustrated person, I guess, with our government. And I think I'm in good company here on an Indian reservation because our government doesn't really tend to help anyone on these reservations. They don't do a lot of programming. They don't really know what the situations are as well because they don't spend a lot of time here with getting to know the people and with the people and amongst the people. So I wrote a song, a letter basically to our government, just asking them what they were going to do, you know, making sure that they're being held accountable and everything. And then the song that I play very often out here and very often at fundraisers for Simply Smiles, because I like to help out by doing concerts and things, is called Keep Hope Alive. And Keep Hope Alive is a song that I wrote after having spent time here in South Dakota as well as time down in Mexico, and as well as just watching the news and paying attention to what's been going on in our country and around the world. And it's really important that we all help each other, of course, and then on top of that, we always have a choice. So we can either choose to be upset, to be angry, to get mad, write letters to the government, or we can choose hope, and we can just do our own thing and go out to the reservation and help people, teach them guitar, do whatever it is that you think can make a difference. So that's basically what that song is about.